Hey guys, what's up? It's Jenny with On the Epic Journey, and I'm back with another video this week. Here because you are following along on my epic journey to simplify life and allow us to enjoy these special moments. So if you like my video, make sure you like it below and don't forget to subscribe so you get updated on all the newest videos. So if you've been following along, you know that we are in the middle of a 30-day decluttering challenge. And this week it was days 8 through 14, which meant 77 items for a total of 105 items from the past 2 weeks. So 77 items was sort of hard this week. I'm not sure if it was just because I was trying to be really more thoughtful or that I really needed to have a more definitive and defined way of throwing things out. So check out this infographic that I made. So basically the first question that you're going to want to ask yourself when you're getting rid of something is, do you love the item? Do you love it? William Morris said, have nothing in your home that you do not know to be useful or to be believed to be beautiful. What do you think about the item? Do you believe it to be beautiful? Do you believe it to be useful? And do you love it? These are really good questions to be asking yourself as you're going through this process. The next question that you have to ask yourself when you ask, do you love it? If the answer is no, the question is, does it still work? Does it work it doesn't work for me necessarily, but will it work for somebody else? And back to the do you love it question, if you answered yes to that, the question is, do you use this item? If you do, when was the last time you used it? These are all really important questions to really get to the bottom of, if I keep this item, am I actually going to use it? If I get rid of this item, will it work for someone else? And I will say that there is something to be said about keeping an item just because you love it. If you love it and you haven't used it in a while, sometimes that's enough reason for you to keep it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a hard and fast rule. It's just a guideline to say, hey, listen, do I love this item? Yes, I love it. Do I use it? Maybe I don't, but it's something that brings me happiness. It's something that is sentimental to me. It doesn't necessarily need to be a hard and fast rule. I just want people to understand that. So now that we're on this right-hand side of the page and you've asked yourself, does it still work? If the answer is no, then you really have two options. You either toss it or recycle it. Donation places, it's not really fair to give them items that don't work. I mean, you can try, but I just feel like I know how inundated they are, that if it doesn't look like it's going to be salvaged easily, then it might be worth just recycling it or tossing it. If the answer is yes, then you have really two options. You can either donate it or you can sell it. There are so many different avenues that you can use to either donate or sell, which I will link in the comments, but there's really no reason for you to keep it at this point. When you go back up to the left-hand side of the page where it says, do you use it? If the question is yes, then the question that you have to ask yourself now is it in its rightful home? And we'll get back to the answer on that in the next slide. If the answer is no, the question you have to ask yourself is, does it still work? Once you've determined that you do want to get rid of it, even if you love it, then you have to decide if it still works. The next one I find really interesting is if you sort of use it, you say you loved it, and then you said you use it, but you don't use it a lot. The question you have to ask yourself is, would you buy it again? That, to me, is really the determining factor. It's also like asking yourself if you would take it on vacation with you, as far as clothes and things like that go. If you wouldn't buy it again, well, that's sort of telling you everything that you need to know. So now we get back to, is it in its rightful place? And if you answered yes, well then guess what? You have done a great job. You keep it in that spot. Every time you use it, you put it back in that spot, and you are in good shape. If the answer is no, then it is your job to put it in its rightful home, and you need to make sure that you put it back in its rightful home every single time you use it. That, my friends, is the key to staying with less clutter in your life. If you have these items that you like and you put them away and they don't end up on a counter or on a table or on the floor, hello kids, or in some random spot, just put it back where it belongs. It seems so simple, but it is so difficult. Back to if you use it and you said no, the question again is, does it still work? If it does still work, then back to the original, donate or sell it. If it does not work, then toss it or recycle it. It really is that simple. It doesn't seem like it is, but this really puts everything together and is really concise and organized. Say, hey, listen, this is how I'm able to decide what it is I'm going to keep and what it is I'm not going to keep. Back to the question of, would you buy it again? If the question is yes, then you know what? You keep it. Even if you don't use it all that much, if you still love it, then I'm not a proponent of getting rid of something like that. You will be upset at yourself if you do get rid of it. To the no, if you would buy it again, then it's back to the, does it still work? If it does still work, then you donate or sell it. If you've determined for sure, definitively, that you want to get rid of it. And if it doesn't still work, same thing. You have two options there. You toss it or you recycle it. It's really, really that simple. That's it, guys. It really is as simple as following this chart, and hopefully you don't need it for every item, but it's here if you need it as a resource. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe below so you don't miss when we are uploading the next one. I can't wait to see what wonderful things that you are doing this week. Thanks so much.